We are surrounded by the far left mob. They believe we are only here to demand, we are only here to demand mass deportations of illegals. They are wrong. When we will be sending the illegals home, we are also here today to march for the deportations of left-wing extremists. We want the communists gone. Whilst politicians and public servants and influencers on the right pontificate endlessly about the root cause of our downfall, we act. We inspire, we shift the needle. The truth is we have not gone far enough. It is time to detain and deport left-wing terrorists. These people want the collapse of society. These people want British blood to be spilt. They despise our values. They despise Christianity. They despise our political ideology. They wouldn't hesitate to kill us or to lock us up. These people started the culture war. It is their narcissism, their hatred of Christianity, their hatred of the family, their sick, twisted ideology of Marxism that creates these far left nests that turn our former glorious towns and cities into no-go zones. Detain and deport the illegals. Detain and deport the migrants who have trashed our culture and our faith, and send the communists home with them. I'll tell you another thing, Bristol, for a city that's apparently so hard, if commies rocked up in a conservative Christian town ordering us all to be deported, we'd be putting up a better fight than this. Patriots, they fear us. They feel fear. What do with the school bully? You stand up to him and you give him a bloody nose. Today we show the entire world how pathetic and weak communists are as they meet Christian courage. No excuses, no diplomacy, no mercy, and no surrender. These people aren't used, citizens of Bristol, these people aren't used to being stood up to. This all ends when we say it ends. That's what it's all about. They survive off bullying, intimidation. That's how their business model works. It ends when we say it ends. Now here's some context for those people that don't understand what that plinth means and what happened nearly 5 years ago here to the day in Bristol. Try not to throw up as I tell you a story. In the wake of the riots of 2020 in June, police were praised for their handling of what has been described as largely peaceful protests. Largely peaceful, for deciding to not intervene. Police said it was a tactical decision to not intervene. Myself and millions across the world watched on in horror as the communists committed perhaps one of the biggest acts of violent disorder in British history, which led to hardly any arrests and the famous verdict of the Bristol Four being acquitted by a judge in court. Not one person served any jail time for their crimes following the events of June 2020. We all know what happened. Radical centrists get lost. Radical centrists, liberals suffering with narcissistic personality disorder, our indoctrinated youth and their commie bedfellows, the left-wing extremists who plague this and so many other towns and cities, coordinated their attack, put on balaclavas and descended en masse to rip down a statue and drag it to a river a significant distance from the scene of the crime where we stand now. Every single one of those thugs should have been arrested. Many will be in that crowd. Many will be in that crowd. And many will be in that crowd. Every single thug who partook in the violent disorder should have been arrested, and serious jail time should have been handed out under domestic terrorism. Either we have the rule of law, either we have law and order, or we don't. Get lost! Get lost! I have a question for Somerset and Avon Police. I have a question for the hypocrites over here. I have a question for the far left terrorists. There is a tomb of Karl Marx in Highgate Cemetery in London. This is as offensive and immoral as it gets, and I want to bulldoze over it. Tell me, police, tell me, if I were to do that, if I was to rock up to Highgate Cemetery with thousands of patriots and bulldoze over Karl Marx's statue, would I be allowed? No. Would I be allowed? No. Would I be arrested? Yeah. The police, two-tier police and two-tier justice, our courts, would throw absolutely everything at me. The police chiefs, the two-tier police chiefs and the two-tier officials who gave the order to stand down during the BLM riots of June 2020 should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law for colluding with domestic terrorists. I am absolutely sickened to be stood here today doing their job for them. Do you know what else? You're going home.